What is going on, guys? Predator 458 here, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to some more World of Warships gameplay, where once again we are in the premium tier 8 Soviet battleship, the Lenin. Now, before we get too much into this gameplay video, I would like to ask you all a very big favor. Please, in the comments down below, let me know how my voice is sounding. I went ahead and decided to purchase myself a proper condenser microphone as part of a way to motivate myself to do more YouTube videos and live streaming. So let me know down below how it's sounding. Is it better? Is it worse? It would be a really big help to know that it was money well spent. So in today's video, as I said, we are in the Lenin. This gameplay was recorded a few weeks ago. I'd been playing in the evening with my friend Willy back once again, who in this battle is in his tier 8 German cruiser, the Hipper, and we were just having one of those nights. It wasn't a particularly good night. We were having bad games, bad teams, and eventually I decided to jump into the Lenin, and I don't know, I just always have a good time in the ship. So that's why this is the second World of Warships video in a row that I'm doing in the ship, because it just worked out that way. This was the one pretty good game we had that evening. So I'm just moving south towards the sort of main canal, or not canal, but you know, this main area in front of us, the strait, if you will, between the islands, just to try and make sure the enemy don't push up too aggressively down this side of the map. Got an enemy Charles Martel. We take the shot full broadside, and let's see, are we going to be able to land the shot? He's a little bit far out, you know, outside of our sweet spot for Soviet battleship range, but unfortunately I don't think we led him quite enough, and our shots landed just behind him. We got this enemy Urland, who is 10.5 kilometers away. Very, very close. Not where you want to be to a Soviet battleship, because the guns are going to be deadly accurate at this range. So we're just waiting on the reload. We're nearly done taking the lead. Final adjustment on the shot, and out they go. They're looking pretty good. Got good dispersion. Get 3 hits, and it's nearly 4,000 damage done, and that Urland is very, very nearly dead. Got some torpedoes coming in. My friend Willy back in his hip has got his hydroacoustic search running, so they're all nice and lit up for everyone, so no one should have any trouble dodging these torpedoes. Got an enemy mains at 20 kilometers, a bit outside our range. Obviously the Lenin doesn't have the longest range at tier 8. Things like the North Carolina will outrange you. Maximum range is limited to 18.4 kilometers. And I mean, there's a fair amount of other tier 8 battleships that can shoot further than that. So not really a long-range sniper. Willy back is attracting some attention and taking a decent amount of damage. But I think he is quickly going to GTFO and get out of the line of sight. Mains pops back into view, this time within range, so we're going to take another stab at him. Obviously, long-range dispersion, not the greatest, and the shells kind of go everywhere, and we are unfortunate and do not get any hits on the mains. Also do just want to let you guys know that I am in the process of setting up my Twitch account properly, and I will be streaming. I'm just also putting the final touches on, you know, my stream schedule. I want to make sure that it's I'm streaming often enough, but not so often that I get burnt out. So I want to make sure that whatever stream schedule I decide is something that I can stick to. Now, if you look at the map in the 9 and 10 line, we have 2 enemy battleships pushing up on the other side of these islands. Got some torpedoes coming in, but we're not going to have any trouble dodging those. We've got a Richelieu and a Bismarck. So we are turning around. We need to get into position to assist our teammates. The mains pops out again, 12.5 kilometers away. We're going to give him a full broadside. He should be well within our sweet spot, and the shots are looking good, and we nail him. 2 citadels and nearly 35,000 damage. But now we're trying to turn so that when this Richelieu rounds the corner, we are not presenting a full broadside to him, because as we all know, Soviet battleships will get a spanking when this happens. Unfortunately, this enemy Hipper is turning right in front of us, and we have to slow down so we don't hit him too much. He has put torpedoes out in the water, but I was really, really worried here, because if either of these battleships come around the corner looking at me and I'm giving them a full broadside, it's going to hurt. Shots out on the Bismarck, 14k damage, there or thereabouts. And I'm doing my very best to just try and get an angle on my armor so that the Richelieu doesn't just punch straight through into my citadel. Thankfully for us, he is not looking at us as he rounds the corner, so we're just waiting on the reload. We can see, I think his turrets are turning towards us, and he is reacting to our presence, I think. Is he turning in? Looked like he was, but he's staying relatively broadside. We put shots out, bit of trolley French armor there. We only do 8,000 damage. We are popping one of our heals here, and Woollyback was launching some torpedoes. He did give me the heads up, but always good to just double check when you hear the torpedo warning noise. The other Hipper, the one that gave us the scare, also put some more torpedoes out, so this Richelieu is probably going down. There are a lot of very angry fish in the water with his name on it. Bismarck is still giving us a perfectly flat broadside. Full salvo goes out. The Margi actually gets the Richelieu. Pretty good salvo on the Bismarck, another 14,000 damage done, and that brings us up to a total of just shy of 75,000 damage. Not bad for this point in the battle. So once again, just waiting on the reload. These two enemy battleships could have been a real problem if the team didn't react properly to their presence. Thankfully we did, and the threat is going to be neutralized. Does unfortunately look like our Margi might go down. He is on very low health, but no, we are able to put some final hits into the Bismarck, or should I say the team is, and that threat is now over. So now our team can kind of regroup and once again start pushing south towards the enemy capture point and the rest of the enemy fleet. So as I was saying, while we've got a little bit of a lull in the action, I am in the last sort of stages of putting everything together on Twitch and coming up with the streaming schedule. So it would be great if you guys could check me out on Twitch when I stream. I will obviously do a video on YouTube here and just let you guys know what the final schedule is. We will play things like World of Warships, maybe some War Thunder, Satisfactory. I definitely want to do a live stream on that. Horizon Zero Dawn when it comes out on PC, and also going to be doing some fun games like The Forest with friends. Enemy Bismarck rounds the island, broadside onto us, shots out, just over 11,000 damage on him, so that brings us up to a very neat 86,000 damage done. But yeah, so please follow me on Twitch if you are interested to see live gameplay there. I am probably going to split my live streaming or stream to both Twitch and YouTube, so you can watch it here if you prefer. But Twitch is, you know, hopefully going to be the main focus on trying to grow that. Now, unfortunately, the replay does bug out a little bit here, and it keeps bringing up the press O to select the priority AA sector. I'm not sure why it's doing this. It's not done it ever before that I can remember. But for the next little bit, it is going to be popping up and being generally annoying. So we got an enemy Cleveland who is now within 12 kilometers of us. He seems to be sailing straight into our field of view and to within the firing arcs of our guns. So we're keeping our turrets trained and ready for when we get spots on him again. Unfortunately, the enemy carrier is lighting us up, so he knows very well that we are coming. We are now being targeted, and there he is, 11 kilometers away, very broadside to me. So we're going to put shots out. We got another enemy Bismarck, 9 kilometers. That's a bit of a surprise. Pretty good dispersion. Get a citadel, get a devastating strike, and that puts us over 100,000 damage and is our first kill of the match. Now here I am slowing down a little bit because we all know how brutal the secondaries on a Bismarck can be. I don't particularly want to be the only focus, so slowing down to half speed, just trying to let, I think this is a Tirpitz behind me, catch up a bit, and maybe the Tirpitz can take point a little bit and eat some of this secondary fire, because I really don't want, you know, what's happening now to carry on happening forever. So we get a good salvo on the Bismarck, some good penetration, some good hits. We do just under 15,000 damage. He's hurting, he's down to 14,000 health. The enemy mains rounds the corner. He's 10 kilometers away. He's focusing me. I don't want to be the focus of his HE plus the Bismarcks because I'm already on fire. I'm already losing health. So we switch targets, get our guns turned around, which is one of the great things about the Lenin. The really fast 30-second turret traverse makes this really nice and easy. So shots out. He only had 5,000 health. It wasn't going to take too many hits to finish him off. So we get that kill. Unfortunately, the Bismarck is still kind of focusing us with the secondaries, while I think he's... now he's just switched, but he was focusing us with the secondaries and engaging the Tirpitz on our team with his primary guns. But finally that has been done, but it did take quite a decent chunk of our health, and we are healing up once again. Enemy Charles Martel spotted 14 kilometers away. I put a salvo out on him, but unfortunately I think a good portion of these shells are going to be eaten by the island. A few do manage to sneak over, but he sees them in time and turns in, and we do not get any hits on target. But the enemy team is now responding to our push and our breakthrough in this little strait. So you can see this, the Massachusetts is turning around. The Charles Martel, he's only 11 kilometers away. He's targeting me, giving me a nice broadside, but he's very much watching what I'm doing, and now he's starting to angle away and starting to kite and just keep his distance a bit. So hitting these shots, or at least getting good hits on him, is going to be a little bit difficult. Aimed that salvo a little bit poorly. It should have been aimed a little bit more towards the right, and then we probably would have done some more damage to him. But we do get one hit for 5,000 damage or so, but thankfully no one is targeting us, so we get to keep our hit points as they are right now, and we don't need to think about using another heal anytime soon. Massachusetts coming in 13 kilometers away, but also I want you to pay attention to that key over there who's pushing up towards our spawn area, because that's going to be relatively amusing what happens there in a few minutes. Torpedoes coming in, presumably from the Charles Martel. I was caught a little bit unawares by that, because I didn't realize they were maybe had such a decent range on them, but they were easy enough for me to avoid. I think they were aimed and fired at the Tirpitz anyway. So just waiting for the Massachusetts to round the island. We do have a shot on the Charles Martel, but he is kiting away. Massachusetts, we now have him in sight, but he is now turning bow onto us. Well, probably more there to actually try and dodge the torpedoes from our carrier. I see that he's probably not going to give me any more of an angle, and he's going to soon be passing behind cover behind the island. So I decided to take a shot at him, and predictably at that angle we didn't really do much. We got a few hits, but mostly non-penetrations and ricochets, so we only did 1,300 damage, I think. But he doesn't really have too many places he can go. He's pretty much going to have to continue straight and come out on the right-hand side of this island. So I'm just keeping an eye on that to see if maybe I can get the kill when he comes around. Charles Martel is slowing down. It actually looks like his engine's been hit. So I want to take these guns out of the fight, because I don't like being set on fire. Shots in, we get a few hits, do 3,000 damage, and secure the kill. Massachusetts is now coming around, but the Megami is putting out torpedoes. However, the Megami was in all likelihood spotted, and if the Massachusetts has any kind of brain, which it looks like he is, or like he has, he is going to be slowing down. Now, as I said, keep an eye on the Key and the Omagi. He actually nearly eats them, but they're on pretty equal health now, but very soon that Key is going to severely spank our Omagi. So I want you to just try and keep an eye on the hit points there. And there we go. There's a big chunk of damage that the Omagi has taken, and some more. I think the enemy carrier also helped out there. But that battle is not going to end how you think. Right now, it pretty much looks like our Omagi is dead. The Key is going to be winning this engagement. But very shortly, something rather interesting is going to happen, and I wish I knew why. I wish I could really actually see exactly what happened. But the Key is all that's left on the enemy team, apart from their aircraft carrier. Our Omagi is down to 963 hit points. It looks like the Key still has 30,000 hit points or so. So we're just going to sit in the cap, and there the Key takes big damage, big damage. He's down to 12,000. I was, having a look there, and there we go. They trade with each other. I don't know. I don't know how that happens. I don't know how a Key loses that. But anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. We're ending on 140,000 odd damage. All that remains is the enemy aircraft carrier, and we are not going to go and try hunt him down. So let's head over to the results. And as you can see, we earned ourselves a nice tidy sum of 580,000 credits, earning 7,400 experience, doing 140,000 damage, getting 61 target hits, shooting down 6 enemy aircraft, 1 capacitation, 3 kills, 3 citadels, assisted in 1 capture, got 14 target hits with the secondaries, which is relatively unusual in a Soviet battleship, and spotted 1 enemy vessel. We came top on our team with 2,190 base experience. Decent lead over second place on our team. But yeah, so this was a pretty fun match, and as I said, it came at the end of a pretty long string of bad matches and defeats and that sort of thing. So it was really good that we finally had a enjoyable match that evening. But that is it from me. So if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to hit the thumbs up button down below and consider subscribing for more World of Warships content as well as various other games. As I also said, please feel free to check me out on Twitch for some live streams, or you can even watch them here. But that is it from me. Thank you very much for stopping by. This is Predator 458 signing off, and I'll see you guys in the next one.